Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Crystina Poncher and welcome to Talk That Talk. I'm pleased to be joined by Jesse Hart and Joe Smith. Everyone's very, very excited about this fight coming up this Saturday on ESPN from the Atlantic City Hard Rock. Jesse, I'll start with you. At this point in where you are at your career, moving up to light heavyweight 175, it's been Joe Smith that you wanted at this point. Why now and why Joe?
2016 was a rough year for not only for myself, but for my city. Joe hurt a lot of inspirations in my city with the Bernard Hopkins fight. He did what he had to do in winning, but it hurt the inspiration in myself and the people in my city. You know what I'm saying? Where Bernard came from, where Bernard conquered. He came from the penitentiary. He came from nothing. He came from a poverty-stricken area down North Philadelphia and down Diamond Street. He came from nothing. So to see him arose from that and to see how he went out, it's like, wow, something got to be done. If it can possibly be done, it hurt me.
So after the Ramirez fights, after your fight with Sullivan Barrera, why was this the right time to talk to Top Rank and say, I want to get that?
I really only moved up to light heavyweight because of Joe Smith. I ain't really come up here for the titles and the Benavidez and all that. I really came up here for Joe Smith. That's it.
Joe, you hear him say that. You had no idea back in 2016 when you're knocking out Bernard Hopkins out of the ring that there's a guy in Jesse Hart over here. I mean, he's in a different division. And what did you think when you initially got that phone call?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was a little surprised, but, you know, I'm a pretty decent name in the light heavyweight division, I would say, so I would assume people would want to take a shot at me. As far as the whole Hopkins thing, I understand it. He looked up to Hopkins, and from my point of view, this is an opportunity for me as well, because, you know, I got a hungry guy coming after me, and I'm looking to prove a point that, you know, I'm one of the top contenders in this division, and I need this victory because, you know, I had some rough patches in my career, and this year I need to make great so I can move forward with my career. As he says, Hopkins came from nothing. I came from nothing as well. I mean, I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters, and me and my brothers shared one bedroom, but through boxing I was able to change my life, and you know, I want to continue doing that. I need this victory to do that, to continue bettering myself.
Do you feel like this fight for you means more because of the trajectory of your career and where you're going right now in terms of getting in line for another world title, or do you think it means more to him because of how personal it is for him?
I mean, it's very personal to me as well.
Hold on, Joe. Can I ask you something? Not to cut you off. I want to ask you this, right? With that victory in 2016, I don't think you realize how many people you damaged, bro. I only wanted to fight you because of that. I didn't want to fight you because of no other personal thing. It was that reason and that reason only is why I said Joe Smith. I beat a guy that beat you, Joe. I beat a guy. Listen, I beat a guy.
A lot of people,
I beat a guy who beat you. I beat a guy who.
A lot of people.
Okay, I beat a guy who beat you. I wanted you. It's not about trying to fight for no title. This is really. For real. I mean, I don't know how you think looking at it, but it's detrimental for my city and myself.
If you win this fight, Jesse, you really...
When I win this fight.
When you win this fight, in your words, it's not going to erase what he did to Bernard Hopkins, so what is it?
It's going to make my city feel a lot better. You got a guy in his prime of their career. You got a guy in the prime of his career. Not only telling, we all know how legends go out. We seen Joe Louis go through the ropes with Rocky Marciano. They shouldn't go out the way they should, but they stay around too long. But to redeem myself and to redeem my city, I mean, Joe is in front of me, and that's why I'm out to get. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that you gave me the opportunity to redeem myself.
I don't ever back down from a challenge. This was a great opportunity in my eyes as well, you know, and I'm looking forward to it.
You've arguably fought the better competition in your career than maybe the names on Jesse's resume. Do you feel like that makes you the favorite in this fight?
You know, he's got just as much experience. He's been around for a long time, and you know, I think it's going to be a great fight.
You guys have a common opponent in Sullivan Barrera. You were able to get the stoppage. You lost that fight, but went the distance. But let's talk about what you had to go through and the depths that you had to go through in that fight, fighting that fight with a broken jaw. Do you think that it was the same Sullivan Barrera that Jesse fought you?
100% not. Just like Sullivan Barrera came that night in shape, ready to fight. He knew he was going to get a shot after beating me. He came prepared. But me, I was about 30% of myself. I had a broken jaw going into that fight. Well, I dropped him in the first round with a left hook. I thought he was finished. I got a little over happy. He made it through the round, and I was surprised. But as I ran over to him in that corner, I rushed it a little bit, and I got caught with a shot. And from that moment on, I was fighting with a broken jaw. I decided to, act like a champion, stay in there, and I made it through that fight. I made it through all 10 rounds with that broken jaw.
You can't discredit my victory over Sullivan Barrera because what you fought too. I mean, you say it wasn't the same guy, but he was fighting for his last chance at that time. He wasn't fighting for a title shot. That was his last shot to do something against me, and he fell, and I beat him senseless. I'm talking about senseless beating. When a guy fighting for his last shot is more detrimental than fighting for a world title because this is it. So he came and brung his all and his best, and his best and his all was not enough. You say you fought with a broken jaw. Fighters fought with fractured hands. Fighters fought with broken jaws for years.
Not like mine.
You did it. You did it. You did it. But Ali did it. You know what I'm saying? Fighters before you have done that. Fighters before you have fought with fractured wrists. Fighters before you have fought through pains and agonies and their moms dying and their kids is in bad health.
I was never hurt by Barrera.
I was never hurt by Barrera. I don't know what you saw. But you may have saw something that you think you saw. But you think you saw it, well,
Barrera's not anywhere near as a puncher as me.
Joe's moment came in that Barrera fight where he fought that fight for 10 rounds with a broken jaw. What moment do you feel is your comeback? I've gone through the trenches. I've been there. I've done that. Would it have been that Deshaun Johnson fight?
I think that's the fight you can say. Well, I was young, still like a kid, still feeling myself out. But Joe said he think I was hurt and he's a puncher and all these things. Joe, I have more knockouts than you do, and I know for a fact if I clip you, you're going to go down. I know for a fact. There's no doubt in my mind that if I touch that chin.
Haven't done it yet.
Your jaw got broke before though. It was broke. I mean, them things done like that don't repair. You get touched on there the wrong way. You get touched the wrong way. It might be. You never know.
Well, when you say that, Jesse, a lot of people think it would be to your advantage to use your jab and just outbox Joe.
I don't want to do that.
Make it. Why not?
I don't want to do that because there's a lot of emotions in this fight. I don't want to do that. I want.
Stupid.
Well, if you call me stupid,
go to sleep. I'm telling you.
You think you punched that hard, Joe?
I know.
Let me ask you something. You hit Bernard Hopkins, a 50-year-old man on his chin, and he didn't go down. I seen you clean him. I seen you hit him hard. He didn't go down. He didn't go down.
He got a great
on
chin.
That chin.
I tell you that.
Now it's a great chin. Now you say, oh, Bernard got a great chin.
I tell everybody
At
that.
The end of
I
the
hit
day,
Bernard Hopkins on the chin.
You hit a 50-year-old man.
As soon as I hit him on his ear, though, he went out.
You hit him dead on his chin with a clean right hand in that fight, and he didn't go nowhere. He came right out the next round.
He got a good chin.
So you gotta.
But has he ever been knocked out?
You gotta psych yourself up.
Has he ever been down? How many times has Hopkins been down?
Kovalev dropped him. He been down. He just never been out.
Right before I knocked him out, but when I fought him,
he was 53, bro. He was 53. Don't give yourself too much credit for that. Don't give yourself too much credit for that. He was at the end of he was on the tail end of his career. We know when fighters get old, like I just said, the names before I just said Bernard Hopkins. You're not gonna be able to do it. I don't think you're gonna be able to do it, and I wanna test you. I'm coming to get you. You just got it. You coming. Ain't no being smart. Throw all the smart boxing out the window. I'm coming.
So you think he's making a mistake if he wants to just come at you and come forward and not box, or do you think maybe he's saying that for bravado to get you to say that, and then he comes off and he's off the jab for
ever? I don't think we know.
So you're fine with putting the game plan on the table right now.
I know.
You're gonna tell him exactly what you're gonna do right now. Yep.
It ain't no. We gonna see where he at, and then we gonna step right to him. We gonna bang him out of there like he do people. That's how I feel about it.
I'm ready for however he comes. I'm prepared for this fight. I'm prepared to go 10 rounds all out. I'm prepared to run around and chase somebody if I have to, or whatever I got to do.
He keep talking about this boxing thing. We know you can't outbox me. I mean, that's a landslide.
A lot of people underestimate my boxing.
You can't box, Joe. No, that's stupid if you go ahead and you try to even go ahead and think about boxing for a second. For just a second to box with me. All right, don't even think about it. Leave that out the past. Don't even come in there like that.
We did the press conference. Everybody got to know the story and know it was personal. But when you look at the landscape of the 175-pound division, you got the champions and then you got the tier that's right underneath. That's where you guys are. For you, it's about getting a shot at a world title.
Joe is the guy. Like, that's the champion in my eyes, in my fight, in my city. Joe is the champion. Joe is the champ right now. And that's how I feel. That's how I've been felt when this fight was made. And I keep telling people that when a fight being made, you gotta negotiate. This fight wasn't like that. I called Bob Arum, I said, I wanna fight Joe Smith. Get whoever you got to get on the phone, and I need that fight. I don't care what y'all
And
give
here
me.
we are.
And that's what it was.
Here we are.
It could have been in Joe Smith's backyard. And this dog could have been barking, and everybody could have been there. And I would have stepped back there, and then I would have went blow for blow with Joe Smith, because that's how real it is, and that's how personal it is. And it ain't to sell a fight, y'all. It's for real. You hurt my
I
city,
see it.
my whole city,
got your
the whole
opportunity Saturday
city.
night.
All right.
All right, well, we can't wait. It's going down on ESPN, 10 p.m. Eastern from the Hard Rock in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Jesse Hart, Joe Smith, 10 rounds in the light heavyweight division to settle it all. That's it. No more talking, right?
No more.
That's
Saturday
it.
night. Let's do it.
That's it.
Thanks, guys.